And here I am, waiting and have the 211 crisis mobile units screw up 2 times, 7.5 hours later. An epic hell, because my cell phone died. They didn't even come in. I'm right, like 30 feet away to come inside and get me, and my cell phone died. I can't walk or carry anything without help, and every time I have to move, I have to explain to people they're basically dying. And I have a broken arm and a back injury, and I hate it. I'm a repeating record. And that's why I wanted just at least a room that's quiet and peaceful. I can just work on things and just get the legal stuff all taken care of, and the full explanations that I need to get out to explain things and get help proper and get out of all this. And because of this landlord, here I am, filthy dirty, freezing to death. It's minus 20 degrees outside. 211 dispatcher the third time kept me on the phone for 35 minutes. This girl she gave me brain damage. It was already dispatched twice, and it wasn't my fault. I explained everything. She answered me redundant, ridiculous questions and on, when I had to fight and beg just to get my phone charged up to 20%. I've got a video of this too. Everything now is not doable and more hell, and I don't have the strength, the energy, the patience, the time, or the luxury to be put into this kind of never-ending cesspool of systemic abuse. People out there who don't give a flying you-know-what already. And I'm not feeling sorry for myself, but at least I can have decency to pay good money and not do anything at all wrong and do extra to have a place to live. My right to having an enjoyable and peaceful living environment. That's all I asked for, and I went out of my way as my evidence and witnesses will state. I just want to get out of here so badly and never come back. Now I have nowhere to go, and all the shelters are like this. And I did have some things stolen from me here. I brought one big bag of things that I desperately was going to need. I came back here to eat, and I couldn't be in there. I don't have my nerves shot. Staff members, Darren, I'm not really doing anything illegal. I'm just breaking. They don't even have a rule for that. U-Haul. No, I'm not even going to say. It's West End, East End, all over the place thing, and I forgot what the name of it is, and who cares? But I'm not telling anybody where I'm at or anything. I don't need that kind of help. I've already had really dirty plays happen to me, which caused me to be homeless in the first place when I was fleeing abuse and had no support when my mom died. Ended up going MIA and having the backstory of a really mentally ill, crack-addicted daughter keep me perpetually blood dry and homeless in a state of this, and I never had to go through this, but it all happened for a reason, and I'm not going to take any more of this. I'm not being aggressive or threatening or anything, but you can, whoever listens to this, and there'll be EPS officers too, they need to listen to this to a large degree to know if they want to make assumptions. Just look at the videos and read what I put together and look at all the screenshots and evidence I have, because I don't want to even look anybody in the eyes or have them do that to me. I cannot take any more of this being sneered at and judged. Nobody can. And you know what? We there also set a good example. Be at least polite and professional. Why do you think a lot of homeless people don't give a flying you-know-what either? And we mirror how we're treated. Nobody's taught anything and forgets about respect and being kind altogether. And then we're all not me, but a lot of people at each other's throats, or divide and conquer. And I'd like any officer, I dare them to go back and look at what Constable Albert did to me, who's going to lose his job, and he already knows that because I phoned him. Oh yeah, Constable Albert, I've never forgotten that name 4 years later. Given an immediate roadside sanction for as long as possible, the harshest penal way, when I was unconscious in my vehicle, not doing anything, not driving, no, not intoxicated or anything like that, without serving me or telling me anything. When I woke up in the hospital having my vehicle impounded and not served with anything about my license being suspended at all. Nothing at all. There was no reason for it. Yeah, well, eventually I was driving again and had a vehicle which would have really helped me get my life back. And I got pulled over for doing 6 kilometers over the speed limit by a peace officer in Sylvan Lake, and run my license and told it's suspended. He couldn't tell me why, and I had no clue, no recollection, and I never will. Yeah. And I had to make so many calls and dig to find out, because now I'm charged with driving while suspended. Well, why? What's my defense? What am I supposed to say on my own behalf? Put together when I don't even have a clue why I'm being charged with that, and why my license is suspended. Not a clue. I wasn't served with anything. But I represented myself, and I took it right to trial. And when I was given the disclosure, which I was told by a really heavy-hitter lawyer I wouldn't be able to do until a trial was set, but I dug, and I spent the 5 hours on the phone one day in a trap house with chaos, with 2 lines going, and a very kind RCMP officer did his digging, and he told me, Constable Albert, what pretty much specifically happened. But it wasn't in the disclosure. And then I found out what my defense would be, and I, right away knew what happened was another dirty play, which they've done to me for 20 years. And I do have other officers that would, at this point, I know, testify to that. What do I have to do? Take this all back? 25 years? I'd rather not. But I'm demanding, I'm expecting, and I deserve to have some ethical, professional help, and nobody's policies to have their do nothing and turn the other way, because a policy is not the law. There's human rights laws, and there's criminal code laws, and there's procedural laws, and civil laws, and tort laws, and all kinds of laws. Don't even underestimate, just because I don't have a home and I've had a hard time and I've had charges thrown at me, doesn't mean I've done a thing wrong. And I'm not going to be reduced to be a helpless, hopeless victim, or to have anyone determine my level of suffering. I've had tons of success in my life and anything I put my mind to, and I've been very good at making money legally. Yeah, that's all for now.